You do not need another year of waiting. You do not need to gather more evidence, more credentials, or more advice. What you need is a word. Not just any word, but a living, aligned decree spoken from the center of your soul. One sentence can lift the weight of years in a single breath. One sentence can pierce through habits, stories, and fears you have rehearsed for so long that they feel like truth. One sentence can open the gate that has been closed, not because it is locked, but because you never commanded it to open. The world will tell you transformation is slow, that freedom is earned in installments, that renewal is measured in months. But the spiritual law that Florence Scovel Shinn revealed is different. It whispers, change is not on a clock, it is on a word. When you speak an aligned sentence, not a wish, not a timid hope, but a clear decree, the atmosphere around you begins to rearrange. The unseen responds because it recognizes authority. It does not wait for proof. It moves at the speed of your conviction. Tonight, I will hand you 9 sentences. 9 simple, exact phrases designed to interrupt the noise inside you and build a new rhythm in its place. They are not affirmations for decoration. They are levers, keys, patterns of sound that carry a higher order into your body, your mind, your day. Florence wrote over a century ago that your word is your wand, that truth has not expired. Every syllable you speak writes a code into the unseen, and the unseen obeys. What you keep saying becomes the atmosphere that keeps shaping you. Most people will never discover this because they treat language as commentary. They describe what they see instead of decreeing what must be. They repeat stories that hurt them instead of planting sentences that heal. But you have been led here for a reason. Something in you knows that the loops you have been walking are not the limit of your life. Something in you is ready to trade reaction for command. These 9 sentences are not magic spells. They are precise instruments of alignment. When spoken with reverence and rhythm, they can rewire the pathways of your mind and summon a new order around you within a single day. Before we speak them, I invite you to prepare. Breathe slowly. Let the noise of the day settle. Imagine a clean page stretching out before you, blank, waiting for new instructions, because in a few moments, you will write a new story with your own breath. And once the first sentence leaves your lips, the shift begins. The first sentence is this: I release the story that kept me small. I step now into the rhythm prepared for me. Say it aloud, slowly. Let each word settle. This is the sentence of release. It loosens the old scaffolding built from fear and repetition. Florence taught that you cannot enter a new season while dragging the vocabulary of the old one. Your words have built walls around you, and only new words can open a door. When you speak this, you give permission to your own mind to stop rehearsing defeat. You invite your nervous system to breathe, to expect space instead of tightness. You are telling the unseen, I am ready for a new alignment. The second sentence: everything meant for me arrives on time. I move in step with divine order. This is the law of timing made sound. Most of the delay you felt is not a punishment. It's a rhythm waiting for you to hear it. This sentence rewrites the panic that makes you chase what is already moving toward you. Florence often said, there is no loss in the divine mind. When you speak these words, you calm the rush and end the false belief that you are late. You step into an atmosphere where provision is punctual, where opportunities appear exactly when you're aligned to receive them. Say it 3 times, like a bell calling order into the room. The third sentence: my word shapes my day. I speak only what I wish to multiply. This is the foundation. It reminds you that every hour ahead is soft clay, waiting for the imprint of your speech. Most people spend mornings repeating complaints from yesterday, unaware they are renewing contracts they wish to escape. Florence's writings carry this echo. Your voice is not casual, it is creative. When you let this sentence roll through your chest, you become deliberate. You stop letting stray language plant weeds. You decide to become a careful sower, scattering only what you want to grow. Pause and imagine. As you speak, light flows from your mouth, weaving threads through the hours ahead. setting a pattern of clarity, provision, and calm. These are the first 3 of 9. Already, if you spoke them with attention, you may feel a subtle quiet, a fresh expectancy. That is not imagination. That is your inner atmosphere shifting to make room for a new instruction. When spoken with rhythm, these sentences are not just sounds. They are levers that lift you out of old gravity. The 4th sentence is this: I walk today as the one who is already supplied, not as someone begging for provision, not as a visitor waiting for permission, but as one who carries access now. Florence wrote that supply is never created by strain. It flows to the one who knows they belong to it. When you speak this, you shift posture. Your shoulders settle, your breath lengthens, your decisions sharpen. You stop waiting for rescue and start behaving like someone who has resources moving toward them, even while they speak. Say it in the morning. Say it before entering a room. Say it when fear tries to make you shrink. Each repetition makes the old costume of lack too small to wear. The 5th sentence: I choose harmony over hurry. Peace is my power. This may sound gentle, but it carries force. Most sabotage happens in the rush, in the frantic attempt to fix what calm could solve. Harmony is not passivity, it is alignment. Florence often reminded her readers that panic is a poor counselor, but inner stillness is an open gate for answers. When you declare this sentence, you teach your nervous system to stay steady. You invite wisdom to speak before worry can finish its argument. Say it slowly, as if placing a quiet hand over a storm. The 6th sentence: I honor what I have, and it multiplies. This is gratitude in motion. Florence Scovel Shinn spoke often about blessing every dollar, every talent, every moment. Gratitude is not etiquette, it is multiplication. When you honor what already rests in your hands, you amplify its signal. You become trustworthy, to yourself, to life, to the unseen. This sentence plants a seed that tells the field: I recognize your value. Send more of this good. Visualize your current blessings as lanterns glowing a little brighter each time you say it. By now, with 6 sentences spoken, a new current is building. You are not memorizing slogans. You are tuning instruments inside you. Each phrase is a note, and together they are forming a new score for the next 24 hours of your life. Pause. Breathe. Notice how even the air seems to listen. The 7th sentence is this: I forgive the past and release every thread that tries to pull me backward. I stand free, facing the new. So many people try to build a future while secretly clutching yesterday's debris. Old conversations, regrets, names, debts, and invisible memories tug at them, like anchors hidden beneath calm water. Florence reminded us that resentment and guilt are the great thieves of demonstration. They cloud the present, blur the supply, and keep the channel clogged. When you speak this sentence, you give yourself permission to cut the ropes. You are not erasing history. You are reclaiming the energy you once left scattered in old stories. As you repeat it, imagine each word as a clean blade, gently severing cords of heaviness until your heart feels light enough to move forward. Freedom is not earned by grinding through shame. It is invited by decree. The 8th sentence: I welcome new paths and unexpected doors. What aligns with my highest good comes easily to me. This is a sentence of invitation. Life often stands ready to surprise us, but we are too busy rehearsing disappointment to hear opportunity knocking. Florence wrote that the invisible responds best to an expectant heart. When you speak these words, you soften the hard shell built by fear and habit, opening space for direction, favor, and solutions you could not have planned. Picture saying it while walking outside, feeling fresh air on your face. Picture doors sliding open in front of you, paths illuminated just as you need them. The more you repeat it, the more you train your awareness to notice guidance and receive it without argument. The 9th and final sentence: I command clarity, courage, and blessing into this day. I step forward, knowing heaven walks with me. This is the seal, the breath that ties the other 8 together. It is part prayer, part order, part permission. Florence Scovel Shinn believed that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to speak louder than it. When you voice this sentence, you set the tone for every hour ahead. You tell confusion it has no authority. You crown yourself with steadiness, and you welcome the assistance of the unseen. Say it standing tall. Say it as though your future is listening, because it is. Let the vibration of those words settle in your bones until you feel supported, equipped, and ready to step through whatever the next 24 hours will unveil. These 9 sentences are not charms to recite mindlessly. They are coordinates, aligning you with a wiser current that has been waiting for your cooperation. Spoken once, they spark a shift. Spoken faithfully, they rewrite the atmosphere of your life. Now I invite you to a small but potent challenge. For the next 24 hours, speak these sentences with focus. Whisper them on waking. Write them in your journal. Say them before a conversation, before you answer an email, before you take a step that matters. Do not rush. Savor each syllable as though carving a new groove in your day. And when you sense even the smallest sign, a release, an idea, a calm certainty, a message arriving at the perfect moment, pause and give thanks. That is evidence of your alignment taking form. If these words stirred something inside you, leave a comment below declaring the sentence that most resonated with you. Write it as a contract, as a witness to your decision to walk in a new rhythm. And if you wish to stay connected to teachings like these, subscribe, not as entertainment, but as a reminder of the power waiting in your own voice. You are no longer a bystander to chance. You are an author, a speaker, a governor of your life. Speak these 9 sentences often, and watch what begins to unfold, not by accident, not by effort alone, but by the clear, faithful language of a soul aligned with truth. And so it is.